All right, welcome once again. So we can spend a lot of time on this chapter, confidence on camera, living in the digital world, surviving, earning an income, connecting, dating, doing life, doing business in the digital world is a whole different ballgame today. What I'm going to do is take you through some slides, some notes that I made for you, and I'm going to be giving you a short but very focused set of tools in terms of how to be confident on camera, how to enjoy your events on camera, whether you are presenting or being interviewed or participating, and all the little things that can trip you up. All right, so we have, it's great. Some people are not able to get on video. That's cool. You're driving, please be safe. If you are listening while you're driving, that's fantastic. And a few others still coming in. Thank you so much, Cindy, for letting them in as they come in. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to start off, let me jump in here. I'm going to share my screen with you so we can get in right over here. Give me a second. Things are a little slow here. Let me get back to you, Cindy. So Cindy, if you could just unmute yourself and just give me a yes, if you can see my screen, please. Confidence on camera?
Yes.
All right, great. Great, there we go. Okay. Let me open you up here and we can get started right about now. All right, so here's what we're doing. Confidence on camera, we are, like I said, we can speak for ages on this topic. We're not going to spend 3 hours together, probably going to be an hour. I will leave some Q&A time for you at the end, okay? So if you have any questions, make sure you write them down. You'll have a short Q&A opportunity at the end. Always some practicals and some surprises here and there when it comes to technology, online or whatever. So if you're struggling with that, hop off, come back on, and the beautiful Cindy will let you back in. Okay, so confidence on camera, here's what we're going to be talking about. Let's get going. On the agenda, I'm going to be taking you through 4 basic things: the process, the people, the vision, and the mission. Basically, what that is the process in terms of setup. So a few technical, basic, high-level things. We're not going to go deep into technology and software. The people, who is your audience? Who are you participating with? Who is around you? Because it's all about people, right? The vision, whether you're presenting or whether you're being interviewed or whether you're participating, what is the objective? What's the vision here? And the mission, what is the call to action? In anything in life, especially if you are dealing with business or socially or romantically, there must always be a call to action. Otherwise, what's the point? We can't get online and just socially chat or have a wine online. That's great. Outside of that, though, you want to make sure that there's a clear call to action. Now, this is for you if you are presenting or if you are hosting. All right. So before we get started, I want to share a few things with you. Probably the best presentation advice I ever got at the age of 27, which is a good while ago, it's like 23 years ago, was just be yourself. Use your own words. At the age of 27, I was flying high. I was climbing the corporate ladder. I was expanding my career. And I started presenting and training and coaching and senior marketing, senior management teams. And I was quite stiff. And I compared myself to a lot of other people who I thought were very good and very powerful at presenting. And I had an amazing once-off experience where a woman said to me, and she was a presentation skills trainer. And she said, Linda, be yourself. She said, you already have a strong, sometimes intimidating personality. You want to just relax. You want to use your own words and don't compare yourself to other people and use their words. A lot of clients I've had over the years in corporate as well as in my business, when they come and do a presentation, they speak very differently, using different words that they've been told they need to use. That's not only awkward, it's almost impossible because it doesn't sound like you, it doesn't look like you, and people are there to learn from you or connect with you. So use your words and be yourself and put your heart into it. I would add to those, to that thing that I was told, I would add the following. You want to create value wherever you go. If you are in business or looking to launch your business or expand your business, or even just connect and build a network and expand on your relationships, creating value is one of the things you want to do wherever you go in your corner of the world. And that could be by helping people, it could be about problem solving. But if you create value, you'll become magnetic, you'll become influential. And as your influence expands, your confidence expands, sometimes your income expands. So you want to create value. Here's the first point about confidence on camera. It's not about you. This is not about you. People haven't come to see what you're wearing, or maybe you like that. I love to see what people are wearing. They haven't come to test your presentation skills. They haven't come to do an assessment of how well you are doing. They are coming to gain something, to get something from you, to learn or to grow, to expand. Now, again, maybe you're just participating. This is in various categories. Either you're participating, maybe you're being interviewed, maybe you are the host, maybe you're presenting. Don't limit yourself in your learning. If you don't present or host online, don't not take this in. There is so much that you can learn by watching people who present and who run webinars and who run online conferences. You can learn so much. It's the small things that separate the #1 winner and the #2 place, and so on. All right, so it's not about you. Take the pressure off. It's about helping others. When you create value, like this is what I'm doing today. It's my Saturday. There's 2 reasons why I do these webinars, and I've been doing this for many years. #1, I genuinely like to help people. It's not hard work for me. I don't have to think about it because I know how hard it is to lack confidence, lack self-esteem, lack some skills. And had I had the help that I'm giving, that would have made a real big difference for me. So I set out years ago to help the women that I know would have been helpful for me had I had those tools. And the second thing, obviously, is it's good marketing. This is a free webinar. I run free webinars once a month from my Dress to Connect group. And sometimes we do spontaneous events. And this is a good thing to do, whether you are running a nonprofit, whether you're in business, whether you're retired, it doesn't matter what your situation is. You want to connect. It is all about connection and people skills, because you have influence until the day that you die. Why would you not use that, right? So we want to help and create value. So you can take the pressure off of yourself. Remove the pressure to be perfect. There is no expectation from those around you to be perfect. If you have, if I ask the 62 people here right now, are you expecting me to be perfect today and not make mistakes? I don't think anybody would say yes. And if you do, oh well, you're going to be disappointed because this is not about a perfect polished presentation. Being online and delivering value is about putting your heart and your skills and your soul into something that you want to do that is powerful and beautiful and valuable. So take the pressure off of yourself and get over your beautiful self, okay? Just get over yourself. Stop thinking about yourself so much. You maybe are worrying about, do I speak too fast? Do I speak too slowly? What about my accent? If you're organized, if your heart is to help people, you prepare and you're ready and you take action and you make mistakes and you get better, you'll be fine. And we have one life. You'll see that I'm going to repeat a few concepts here through this short presentation. You have one life. You've got one shot. Go for it. Don't let your low self-esteem or your low self-confidence make you self-focused so much so that you don't get online and make a difference. There are thousands of people out there who have less confidence than you, who are getting on there and just getting on with it. So if you've got something that you want to do, if you've got somewhere you want to go, or if you've got a concept you want to launch, or a business you want to expand, then go for it. Guys, why don't you make sure that you are muted, please? Thank you so much.
That's why it's stuck enough.
Gail, I think that's you. We're having a conversation. Thank you, Gail. Okay. Don't want to intrude on your conversation. So if you can just double check, there is a little bit of feedback coming from somebody else as well. If you'll just double check your sound, please, folks, that's great. All right, so get over your beautiful self. You have much value to add. You have a lot to give. So just give what you want to give and see what happens. Everyone's going to start somewhere, right? All right, so the process. We're going to start with the process in terms of how do you set up for confidence on camera in terms of whether you're presenting or hosting or somewhere in the middle. What does your desk look like? Is it an office environment? Are you on your cell phone, your mobile phone, or some other kind of device? Because all of those things make a difference. So I'm going to just stay at a very high level, like I said. Let me move this out the way. I'm going to stay at a very high level, and I'm going to give you a couple of technical but super simple technical things, okay, in terms of your setup. So systems and setup is as follows. Now I posted this picture, just to give you an example, I posted this picture in Dress to Connect on our events tab. Instead of saying, where do I get this ladder-like laptop holder, go www.google.com and search ladder-like laptop holder for Zoom or for conferences. You're going to find that exact same item that's in front of you. So tip number 1 is if you're looking for something, go and find it yourself first, because you will build confidence in yourself by going to do the work and finding the research and actually acting on it. Rather than asking and waiting for someone to come to you, take action. As always, here in my coaching program and in life, action is the number one thing that's going to build your confidence. Take action, do it again, fall on your face, get up, get it right, and you will build your confidence and you'll become a very influential person. All right, so let's look at systems. So however you are set up, I want you to remember this, and I'm going to say it a number of times. Your device is a bridge, it's not a barrier. If you tell yourself you don't like technology, if you tell yourself you're not good on camera, you are right. Henry Ford, right? Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. It's also biblical. So your device is not a barrier to the people. It is a bridge. We are ridiculously privileged to have access to technology and hardware and software that connects us with the world. Think about this. People not too long ago didn't have this. It wasn't that long ago that we didn't even have cell phones. It was in my day when I was working, when I was probably 20 something. And then they came up with these big bricks, right? Weapons that were cell phones. Technology is a good, powerful, beautiful thing, and it connects you. So make sure that you are speaking gratitude toward it, because then you will get connected with it and you'll feel more confident around it. Don't catch yourself saying, I'm tech challenged, or I'm just not very tech savvy, because you're going to convince yourself and then you're right. And then you're not going to want to get on camera. You're limiting yourself. Okay. So see it as a bridge and not a barrier. So when it comes to being on camera, so it's early evening my side. So clearly I need some lighting, but natural light is obviously the best. So you will go into a little bit of detail on lighting in a minute, and I'll tell you what I'm using, and you can go and look for whatever you're looking for online if you don't have what you need. Ring lights are great. They have been around for a long time, but often, depending on how it's set up and depending on how strong the light is, ring lights will show up in your pupils, and it can be quite distracting depending on how close you are to the camera. And then pictures are taken, and then you've got these two rings in the pupils, so ring light is great if you don't have that. So natural light obviously is best. Do not have a window behind you or major light behind you, because that's going to put you in the dark. It's going to highlight the background, and then you're disconnecting yourself from those in front of you. Can you see that? So light must be in front and around you, and a little bit of back low lighting, which I'll show you in a minute. So there must be some preparation for your tech stuff, right? So if you're getting on Zoom, or if you're going to do some screen sharing like I'm doing here, I was ready yesterday for this webinar. We have a rule in my family as far as conferences go and online events, as well as packing for travel. We need to be ready at 5 o'clock the day before the event. Why? Because you don't know what's going to happen on that day. You don't know what's going to be pulled on you in terms of time or stress or emergency or other. And you want to be relaxed, and you want to be ready for an eventful and fun event. Now, your backdrop options. Okay, so I tried a new wallpaper recently, and while I love it, we discovered actually that depending on what I wear, there's a tiny gold glint in the wallpaper, because it's just bling. Okay, I'm just drawn to all shiny things. I'm going to have to change this wallpaper. I'm putting my head in the sand about it now. I'm just not going to do it for a while, because I'm holding on to it as long as I can. But I'm going to get a more matte wallpaper. You want to make sure that you have tested the background, which we did, but obviously as light changes outside and inside. We're going into winter now, and the gold in the wallpaper has been picked up by the camera even more, which is interesting. If you are using blue screen or green screen, or whichever one you're using, test it. It can work well, but with women, when we wear jewelry, when we have color, when we have lipstick, when we have different kinds of hair, you can disappear into the green screen background, and it's not a good look. It's distracting. I've seen women on camera where there's one earring, and now and again, her earring comes in depending on how she moves. So if you're going to use the green screen or the blue screen, test it. Make sure that if you want the beach behind you or the palm trees or whatever, that's great. But test it and record it and play it back 5 seconds, and you'll see that it's either working fine or you're blobbing in and out, like half your body sometimes is missing. It's not professional, and it's distracting. You don't want to distract from your message or from your connection with the people in front of you. All right, sound check, obviously. When you get online, depending on what software you're using, there is always a menu bar, icons. These are the basics you want to check. You want to do a sound check. You want to do a light check. You want to check everything. It is, if real estate is all about location, 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 then confidence on camera is all about preparation, preparation, action, action. Prepare, 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 take action, take action, take action. Because the more you prepare, the more you do it, the stronger you'll become at it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of things here. Let me just get this down. My viewfinder here keeps on popping up for some reason. So, all right. So this is my desk. I've literally just taken a shot of this and I threw it in just now to show you. There are some specs on my table. As you can see, I always have backup glasses because you just never know. I've got a couple of other things going on, but I have my laptop to my left and I've got a large monitor in front of me because I work with a lot of visuals. So the nature of my work is very visual, it's very practical, and we do a lot of detail in wardrobe and in accessories and so on. So my laptop's over here, I've got my keyboard over here, and this is where I work. This is where everything is contained. So it's easier for me. And right on top, I'm going to show you in a minute a picture. I've got my small Logitech camera, not expensive, right on top of my desk, at least on top of my monitor. Okay, so here's what I've got. In front of me, I have I've got dimmable LED lights. So the big one, the picture in the middle, I've got two big dimmable LED lights that go high, taller or shorter, or however I want them. Those are in front of me. The picture on the very left is a low light behind me because of the gray, because of the strength of the gray on my wall. You want a little bit of low lighting, and it's also because the light is getting darker sooner. So I've got a whole strip about this high from the ground that my awesome husband put in for me, and I've got about 7 of those lights that are very strong that just create some uplighting from the floor, and that can be very helpful. And then right on top there on my monitor, as you can see, is my small Logitech camera. I'm going to give you the names of my audio and my visual and a few other things in a minute as far as hardware is concerned. Okay, so that's all I've got as far as lighting is concerned. If you don't need the lighting, natural light, as I say, is really the best thing. That's on top of my monitor, that's in front, that's behind my chair near the ground. So the other thing that I've got is this little teeny tiny handheld mirror. So this, right before I go on, here's what I do. I check my teeth, I check my lipstick, because sometimes I grab a quick snack and I don't want to be sharing my spinach or my whatever with you, or my sandwiches, and it's not a good look. So you want to keep that and all your basics on your desk with you. So I have my, this thing keeps popping up. Now, let me just say this to you. When things go wrong, and they will, and they should, it's okay. This is not a perfect performance we're looking for, but for some reason, my gallery view keeps on popping right up in the middle of the slides. So lipstick. I've got my lipstick on my desk. I've got some tissues. I've got my water right over here because you always want to keep that handy. I've got my spare specs and so on. Okay. Now, a little bit of tech at a very high level. Once again, if you are on your cell phone, if you're taking a call, if you're participating on a Zoom call or a short call or a video call or an interview, whatever it is, what you don't want to do is move around and walk and talk. And sometimes what I do when I'm out walking, I will take a short message on video and I'll put it into our private group, because that's when I'm thinking when I'm talking with you beautiful people, and I will share that. And I don't like to do it too often, because actually when I look at people doing that, it makes me dizzy. It kind of makes me a little bit seasick. If you're sitting down and you're talking with someone on the phone, don't hold it. Get a teeny tiny little tripod. They are so cheap. You can get them on Amazon. You can prop it up in front of you, or just find something, whether it's a stack of strong, big books, and then prop it up in a way where you don't have to be holding it. I can't tell you how many times I receive a call or I connect with someone, and I just want to, I've had to say recently, I'm really sorry. Is there any way you can put your phone down, because there's so much movement. I really can't have a conversation. So either you have your laptop or your desktop. Do not forget to check the power. Again, these are simple, basic things. But I had someone recently, he was like, oh, I can't get on now because my battery's dead. I'm like, why are you running on battery? Where's your power? I thought it was for, so don't do that. Okay, if you want confidence on camera, check your equipment, check your batteries, check your chargers, check your power cords. Okay, it's really important. And then do a Zoom link test, whether you are sending one out to a group or whether you are getting onto a Zoom call. Check the link, not 60 seconds before the event, and then suddenly, oh my gosh, this is the wrong link. So many times that happens, and you know what you're communicating to the world around you is you're not professional, you're not organized, you're not trustworthy. So take the link, save it, check it well before the time, make sure that it works, make sure that your people have the link that is correct, advertise it again right before the time if you're going to go live at a certain time, and make sure that the link is out there and that it's working, that everything is absolutely double and triple checked. Run a test call. I will sometimes do that if we're running a very important 100, 200 man event, sometimes between here and, you know, wherever, if I'm being asked to, if I'm being interviewed like I was recently, and there it was a London Film Festival environment. I have an amazing friend, Chris Jones, and he will always run a tech test. So he will have his guy check in with me and we will just test it. This is like at least 2 hours before the event, making sure that everything works. Run a test call, run it 3 times, be ready the day before, and be organized. That's going to boost your confidence. All right. So the small camera on top of my monitor is a very simple Logitech HD camera. You want high definition. You don't want the basic one. It does make a difference in the resolution of the video or the pictures. So Logitech HD camera, it's a small one. You can find it anywhere on Amazon or online, not expensive. And if you want to go higher resolution or higher quality than that, it's up to you. But that really is a pretty decent one. Samson, the CEO, that's the code, okay? That's the microphone that I've got right here in front of me. That stands there, it doesn't move. So I don't have to be worrying about audio between my devices. And again, this is not an expensive thing at all. It stands on a very strong stand and I don't have to worry about anything. As you can see in the picture on the screen in front of you, you may want to be standing, in which case you want to have a microphone that is mobile, that can move forward and back like this picture has there. These LED lights, like I said to you, are studio lights. They are dimmable LED studio lights. You get them in different sizes. And again, they're not cheap, but they're not the most expensive. And they really are good and they'll last years. And then if you're looking for software to do videos, I use very simple stuff. It's called Logitech Capture. So Logitech Capture is a software program where if you've got a YouTube channel, for example, and you are doing lots of videos or doing lots of coaching, you just use that. It gives you a countdown, 3, 2, 1. You just record, and the bonus about it is it saves it directly to a file on your desktop that it creates called videos. So it's Logitech Capture videos, and it's so easy to go and find and drop into, convert and drop into YouTube or send it to your group of people or whatever it is. But Logitech really is simple, and for me, the simpler it is, the better. I don't want to be feeling under pressure with complicated hardware and software. So, and I'm very, very blessed that my husband set all this up years ago. I don't have to do a thing. So now you want to see as well, as far as your Zoom gallery view is concerned, you obviously have different views. You can see gallery view. You need to know these basic things. If you have a gallery view, then you can see everybody. Maybe you've got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pages of people, but you can see everyone on a gallery view. You may want a speaker view where if you are on a conference call right now and I'm speaking, if you select speaker view, then only I will come up and you'll usually have a top row of a few people you can see. You can select different views. And when you are hosting the event, you want to have speaker view, especially if you're recording, for those to catch the recording later. You want to be on speaker view, especially if you bring somebody onto the conference where you're maybe having a conversation or interviewing them, then both of those speakers will be on your camera, and that will be a really good view for those catching the recording later. It's all those little things that make a difference in terms of how people will connect with you. You want to make sure that you know where your chat box is. Too many times I have seen Facebook private, we've heard of Facebook private messages going to someone saying, where's the chat box? Like, what is it? I can't see it. You have to figure these things out yourself. Otherwise, you will not be taken seriously. I can't stress that enough. Like, you have to know where the chat box is. You have to know how to share your screen. You have to know how to share and then unshare. You need to know how to record. These are like super basic things. And the complaints that usually come in are, I'm not being taken seriously enough. I feel like I'm overlooked. I'm frustrated with all that. Well, then, okay, let's look at your basic skills. What are you putting out there? What you're putting out there is how people are perceiving you, how they will receive you. And it all impacts your confidence and your influence and ultimately your income. So you want to just spend half an hour. That I can tell you that the number one answer that I have to almost every woman's complaint about she's not happy with how she looks or she's not happy with how she feels is the following: a lack of her investing time to skill herself up. a lack of the time that she will invest to go and find the bra that she needs, a lack of the time that she doesn't want to put in to figure out Zoom and how to make it work. No, it's her weekend, or she's tired, or it's a, don't be one of those women that uses time as an excuse. Time is in your hands. Time is a gift that you and I get given every single morning when we wake up. It's up to you what you're doing with it. Everybody has got 24 hours. What are you doing with yours? So where you can skill yourself up or invest in yourself or invest in your skills, that's a very, very basic thing to do. That is going to boost your confidence and boost your influence. All right, group and private chats, recording, make sure you know where to record it, and then how to, if you've got someone to help you, you can have someone help you convert it. Otherwise, it's very easy, convert it to a YouTube link. All of these things you need to learn. They are super simple. There is almost nothing that you can't find on Google these days. If you want to use commercial music, unless you have copyright to it on your recording, remember that the chances are very high that your recording will be disallowed from certain social or other platforms, because commercial copyright is a very important thing. So imagery, music, videography, etc., unless you have copyright ownership, you can't use it. It's illegal unless you have purchased or acquired the permission for that. So often what I'll do when we run our weekly coaching calls for my coaching program, I will play some music, and I like to get in the mood and just up the tempo and up the energy a little bit. And as soon as we get on, the music goes off, and only then do I record. Otherwise, my recording is going to be managed or blocked by social media platforms. Okay, and no nostril tours. Okay, I'm going to hang out here for 30 seconds. Too often, all these years later, if you put your phone at a certain angle that is not at eye level or above, and it's still below, then we're going to get a tour of your nostrils, and it's really not necessary. As sweet as that is of you, it's not something that we need. So make sure that everything is at eye level or slightly higher. My camera right now that I'm looking into is, I'd say, right at the top of my forehead. So if I look straight ahead of me, it's here. If I look at the camera, it's right there. That's a pretty good level. You don't have to be looking up at anything. And also, I do not need my boobs to be have any help being blown up, okay, with having a camera down here, because it makes everything bigger. I'm blessed in the chest. I don't need help with that. All right, so remember that. Here's a picture of my notes. So here's often what I do. I took a picture of this. This was last year sometime. And what I will often do is I will put, and I'll go in a clockwise manner, I'll put some notes on the side screen if I don't need lots of notes, and if I'm not using slide notes like this, I will just give myself bullet point reminders, and that's what you want to do. You want to have a start, a middle, and an end to your online call or your presentation or your event or your meeting. It could be a one-on-one, it could be an interview, it could be a first online date. So if you are running a conference, or you're running a small meeting, or whatever it is, you want to have a start, a middle, and an end, and you want to have an agenda, and always use bullet points. I never ever do I write things out, because it's unnatural. Dr. Caroline Leaf, if you don't know of her, she's in her tools and her resources are in my coaching program. She is a neuroscientist, and she will teach you, if you go and find her, Dr. Leaf, it's DRLEAF, like the tree, drleaf.com. And she teaches how your note-taking works, how to learn best, how to actually learn, apply, and memorize, and maintain and retain memory, as in thoughts. So your thoughts go into it, it goes into detail, goes into your dendrites and how it captures it, how a thought becomes a memory, and how best to study, how best to learn, how best to note take. It really isn't a kind of like a flowchart kind of mind mapping format. It's very interesting stuff. So you want to use the same. So my notes on the side of my screen there in front of you, those are very short, strong, and I usually use a thick marker. And I look at the note and I say, okay, and then I'll go on to the next one. It helps you to keep focus and keep connection with your audience in front of you. And then you can move on. Start and end on time. So typically you want to make sure that if you say it's an hour, maybe it's going to be an hour 15, that's okay. If there is massive value and people are still asking questions and there's a lot of engagement, that's great. But typically 60 to 75 minutes is the maximum that I want to do, especially on a Saturday, because everyone has plans, and as do I. And smile, 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 smile. Don't forget to smile on camera. I watch people, and I go onto things often to see it. I'm like, and I observe the body language is very angry. when you need to know, when you concentrate, do you frown? Because I do. That's what all this is about. So you want to make sure you're aware of yourself. It's not about you if you are running it, but if you are participating, remember that people can see you and people are changing their views to see you. So don't forget they can see you. Don't be picking your nose or scratching your butt or doing something. You won't believe this stuff happens. So you want to maintain an awareness of yourself and you want to be smiling. And then again, action, action, action. Don't hold back. Get online. You've got one shot at life. There's no rehearsal. There's no reason why you can't be confident on camera. You need to, however, stop saying, I am not photogenic, I don't like the camera, or the camera doesn't like me, or I'm camera shy, because then you may as well just not even try, right? You can do anything. You can do anything you put your mind to. Most things in life is just a skill, right down to personal style, being confident on camera, running an online conference. It's all just skill. Okay, then you want to have a look at the people. Who are you connecting with? What is the online event about? And that obviously will determine a few things. So in dressing to connect, when it comes to people, we talk about this in our coaching program. You want to dress for the interview that you want to attract. You want to dress for the man that you want to attract. You want to dress daily for that Zoom meeting that you want to get invited to. You will always attract people and opportunities if you get up, dress up, and you are a bold light on a hill. Now, I'm going to stop here for a minute. I'm going to come back to where I am, and I want to ask you something very quickly. I'm going to show you an example, okay, of how dressing to connect can work. So I'd like you to stand up, please, and stand back so that I can see what you're wearing, if you don't mind. And if you've got underwear on, well, maybe you can stay seated. All right, so if you can stand up and stand back so that I can get as much a view of you as possible, that's great. And if you just stay where you are, that's really helpful. Thank you. All right, and some are not standing, and that's okay because we don't want to see what's on the bottom by the looks of things. All right, and I'm taking a look around. So stay with me here for a few seconds. Don't lose hope. Don't lose focus. Don't lose anything. Safiri, that is a beautiful accessory, that little baby in your hands. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. All right, thank you for staying standing. I'm going to show you something. Thank you for staying standing. And if you can go back to a point where I can see what you're wearing on the bottom, that's even better. Interestingly, a lot of cameras just went off. Okay, I want you to hear what I'm saying. A lot of cameras just went off, okay, because they're not prepared. They weren't ready. All right, so thank you for standing. I'm still looking around. Can't see many of you top to bottom. And some of you have, okay, now I want you to show me if you've got shoes on. So just do what I'm doing, okay? Just do this. I want you to see if you're wearing shoes. Okay. That's great. Some cool shoes there, Katie. Nice, leopard print. I like it, I like it. Katie, I need to see what you're wearing. Can you stand up for me? Barefoot busted. I like your honesty, Nicole. I like it. Katie, okay, great. So Katie Garlock, I like those shoes and I like what you're wearing. Vicky, nicely done. I don't wear shoes in my house. Cool, no problem. No problem. That's fine. Oh, Jean Marie, I'm loving that gorgeous red curly growing hair. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. Okay, that's fine. So now watching, okay? So yeah. Oh, flu, oh no, Samantha, sorry that you're not well. Have a look at what everyone's wearing. Put your screen on gallery view. I want you to see what people are wearing. Okay, nice, Monique, girl, you are looking so good. Monique Smith, I am loving what you're wearing lately. Absolutely loving it. Okay. Now take a good look. Now you can come back to your camera, take a seat. And I am looking for Katie Garlock. Katie Garlock, would you unmute yourself, please, honey?
Hello.
There you are. How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Okay, so you're the ones who had, so you're nicely dressed top to toe and you've got the leopard print shoes on, right?
Yes.
Okay, and where do you live?
Cleveland, Ohio.
All right. Did you dress for this event or are you going somewhere?
No, I dressed for this.
All right, let me show you something.
I I always dress for the day.
Okay, now let me show you something. Everybody have a look. Katie, do you have my book, Spirit of Beauty?
I do not yet.
Well, a copy is on its way to you. You're going to connect with my office. Let me show you something. So there are 365 pages of beautiful fashion, style, confidence, profiling, etc. training in here. It's also a beautiful coffee table book. It comes wrapped in a gorgeous thick file like this. If you want to keep this on the front, you can open it at the top when it arrives with you. I'm going to have someone contact you from my office, and a copy is going to reach you with my love and my thanks for being a woman who gets up, dresses up, and is a bold light on a hill. Can you see how dressing well attracts amazing people and amazing opportunities into your life? This book plus shipping is almost $100. So, Katie, congratulations. That's yours.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I will make good use of it.
I am making a note of your name. And you're obviously in my Dress to Connect group, right, Katie?
No, but I will be.
Oh, how did you know about this webinar?
I watched one of your free webinars a while back, and I'm interested in it because I'm a portrait photographer, and I always try to educate my clients on the importance of what they wear. So I look for people I can refer them to get ideas on what to wear.
So look at this. Can you see the connection that was just made here, folks? I want you to really understand here. Don't see being online as something you could do from home casually. Katie is connecting intentionally, and she dressed for this event, and it's Saturday morning her side, Saturday almost evening my side. Here we are connected, and we connected through her shoes, dressed top to toe. We connected through her cute leopard print shoes, which I really like, and she is not only receiving a gift, but I'm always going to remember her. Do you see that? And who knows? Our paths have crossed for a reason. Who knows what's going to happen going forward? So, Katie,
let's see.
Really good stuff. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for looking for someone to help your clients. I think that's very trustworthy and very professional. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Can you see that, folks? Don't underestimate the Dress to Connect. I'm going to show you something else. Let me take you back to my screen. Be ready for this, okay? Be ready for what I'm about to show you. Let's get back to, here we are. Cindy, give me a thumbs up, please, if you can see my screen. Great. Okay. So here is another example of Dress to Connect. If you have not yet met the gorgeous Cindy Cox-Steed, who is now a member of the International Linda Page team, she is our sales executive. She's based in North Carolina. Because of how this woman started investing in herself, started getting up, dressing up, and prioritizing herself, she was made a job offer by me. There's almost 6,000 people in my Dress to Connect group. She got off the sidelines. Don't think it was easy for her. She went from, I have a saying, there are some women who are pretty and then they become powerful. And Cindy is one of them. Always has been a pretty girl. Lots of people are attractive. Everybody is beautiful. But when you become influential and powerful, now that's something. And then I started noticing her. So of all the people connecting, listen, this is a woman who's overcome lots and lots and lots of challenges and trials and heartache and heartbreak. Don't think that as gorgeous as she is sitting there looking like that things are easy for her. It's not the case. You be someone who, when a beautiful woman walks into the room or the grocery store or the office, you be the one to compliment her. You be the one to lift her up with your words. That's what it's about, is we get up, dress up, we speak up, we look up, we lift up. We are women who stand for women. And Cindy's one of those women. So she came in, I saw, she started interacting, and she got off the couch because literally she was, she was depressed on the couch, living with someone that she didn't like. And she said that was herself. And she just took action. She got into Dress to Connect. She started doing the challenges, participating in the events, all of them free, by the way. And then she invested in my coaching program. But before that, I noticed her and I'm like, this girl is going somewhere. And she's got my attention because she was trying new things. She was taking action. I could see her desire to be bigger, be bolder, be better, be free, and whatever it was that she was going through. And today, she is a beautiful ambassador of the Linda Page brand, and she has an all expenses paid for trip to South Africa in October for our very first international client event happening on the 25th of October. And all kinds of other things will be happening before and after that as well. So this is what dressing well can do for you. Here is a woman who went from blonde to red. I absolutely love her red hair on her And even today, she has an undercut, a sexy, short, edgy undercut, I think to the right of her hairstyle. Let's see, Cindy. Okay, there you go. I absolutely love it. And this is a woman on the move. You can be Cindy. You can be someone like that. You can dress to connect, and you can attract amazing people and amazing opportunities into your life. Don't be online and think it doesn't work online either. It's the same. People are still looking for successful, kind, approachable, confident women to do business with and to do life with. And that's exactly what happened with Cindy. All right, so here's just a small little example of letting you know the girl on the left is typically what we see a lot on camera. Don't be that girl. Don't give us the nostril tour. Don't not make an effort with your hair and your makeup simply because you're online. You are seen, and your influence is as real online as it is offline. All you have to do is make simple little changes like she did here. Same little earrings on, I think. We put some red lipstick on her and we changed the background. I moved her slightly. It was my desk she was sitting at, and I put her a little bit of the red curtain that was behind me, and tell me which of the two girls stands out more. You don't need to wear big, beautiful floral standout or stripe, heavy printed clothing to be noticed. You want strong, bold, clean colors. That's easier online. You want to dress top to toe, like Katie just did. Take a leaf out of Katie's book, okay? Top to toe, make it interesting. Here's my shoes. If you didn't see them earlier, this is my Saturday night, okay? It's my Saturday afternoon. I dress for you. Why? Because it's honoring. I honor people through how I dress. If you go and see someone who dress up and they go, oh my gosh, what's the occasion? You go, you're the occasion. I dressed up for you. If it's a girlfriend at, over coffee, this has happened actually. It happens often. Then she's like, wow, okay, that's awesome. You'll influence others to do the same. Eye level or higher camera, remember? So we don't want the bottom up view. We want eye level or higher. And have an inspiring environment. Make sure that your environment that you are conferencing on or that you're online in, make sure that it's inspiring for you and the viewers, because people can see you. So if I go and have a look at some of the views very quickly here, there are some that are going to go, they're just like super busy, and it's kind of, I can't see the person for all the busy detail in and around her. Okay. But then there's some, like we've got, so Jean Marie, I've seen her, I've got a couple of guitars in the background that tells me something about her, right? And then there's beautiful Kim, who's online. I see lots of plants, which is lovely, and a very pretty top that she has on. It's white, so it's quite dark in the background, but I see her very clearly. You want to have a look at your Nancy Vincent. I like yours as well. I love that beautiful, it looks like a red leather chair. It looks like a library environment or something. Stephanie Farmer, I'm loving your efforts lately. I see you, and we're still going to do lots of stuff together. Joanne Barmettler, nice. You've got nice clean vision there. There's nothing going on. Fiona in Deutschland. Hello, we've got Fiona in Germany. Also nice, clean, nice, crisp white top on. A couple of shades in the background, light and crisp, easy to see. You want to check that, okay? You want to make sure, again, that if you are on Grace, also a great background behind you. And then we've got a couple of Pam as well. Pam Modrick, nice and clean lines, very easy to see. So this is what people are seeing when you're online. They either will notice you immediately, or you'll be completely lost and you'll blend into the background of everybody else's background. And you want to stand out online. Why? Because standing out is a good thing. Standing out, like Katie just demonstrated, will attract opportunities your way. She's got almost $100 gift. This gift is going to, I believe, is going to bless her, and it's going to bless others as well. All right, so let's move on. Inspiring environment. You may want to make sure that you are pretty much from, whether it's chest high or from about here. You don't want to be too close to the camera with your face here. Some of you are. I can see a lot going on your face, and you don't want to be teeny tiny in the background either, because that creates a disconnect. So this is too much. Being far away is not enough. You want to be positioned in a way where you can actually create lots of connections. Shoes, we spoke about wearing shoes. If you are on a call or on a Zoom or remember that people can see you. Honor, listen, and focus. You will build yourself a reputation if you're on, and just because you're muted doesn't mean they can't see you. Okay, I'm going to say that again, because this has already happened here. Just because they can't hear you doesn't mean they can't see you. So be focused and honor and listen and make notes and make sure you're getting out of it what you're putting into it. because it's not easy for a lot of people are not comfortable running conferences or online events or Zoom meetings or whatever it is. So be the one in their online audience to be smiling and paying attention and taking notes. It's very, very encouraging. I learned that when I was in my 20s and I started doing public speaking. And I would always find there'd be one or two people in the audience who'd be smiling or nodding their head. Those were my anchors. Those were my encouragers. You want to be that way. And you want to know who you're talking to. Okay, so again, who is your audience? You must know your audience. Who are they? What is the mission here? Where do they come from? As much as you can customize your message to their needs, the better, obviously. You want to align your stories and your stats. So if you're telling a story, or if you're sharing statistics or whatever it is in a business or another environment, you want to make sure that it aligns, it's relevant to your audience. Dress to connect, we've spoken about. Color and culture. So are there cultural or colorful issues with regards to, so color, right? Some people are black, some are white, and don't be scared to say black, for goodness sake. There are women who, like they say, and I don't know if it's an American thing, she's a woman of color. I'm a woman of color, honey. I'm white. I'm very white, okay? I'm white. She's black. She's Indian. She's brown. So we have color. Color is a beautiful thing. If you are very white, there's certain things I can't wear. If you're very black, there are certain things you can't wear online. You will not be seen. And so similarly, like I wear bold colors just to kind of contrast the white. If you're black, you want to wear beautiful, crisp, ivory, white. White is beautiful online. Check your nails, check your accessories. If you're talking, if you're moving, don't have stuff that's going to ching, 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 clink, clink, clink all over the place. It's not helpful and it's distracting for your audience. Use their names where you can, okay? So that's why I love that I can see names when I'm talking to someone. It's very honoring to use their names. Remember, it is a bridge. Technology is not a barrier. All right, let's move on. You want to always dress to connect, but a cut above your audience. So if you are, if you've got a client or if you've got an environment and they wear golf shirts and chinos, you wear a nice shirt, a blazer and chinos, always a cut above, right? That's what a professional does. If it's corporate, make sure that you go corporate. If it's business casual, go and find out what is business casual, or you'll find out in my coaching program if you're in there. Body language is important. So if you are speaking with someone and you've got your notes down here, make sure that you put your hand on your note if you need to, or use some sticky notes, and just make sure that you keep eye contact with the person that you're having a conversation with, because that will communicate confidence and influence, and it will maintain the connection. All right, and so if you're on here, and there's a couple of you who were, and you're like this, okay, what does it tell you about that person? They're like this, I'm not sure why that person is on here actually. Like, it's your Saturday morning, what are you doing here? You're slouching. Maybe you didn't sleep, don't have an excuse. If you've got a baby that kept you awake, don't have an excuse. So Fury's carrying a little teeny tiny baby, if she can be here smiling and ready, so can you. If you didn't sleep, don't let it slouch you in your chair. Eye contact, you want to stand out. Dress for the job that you want, dress for the man that you want, dress for the opportunity that you want, and it will find you. All right, the vision, we're almost at the end here. So you will either be coaching or presenting, as I am, or maybe you're participating, as you are, or maybe you're being interviewed, or one or two other things. If you are coaching and presenting, you want to enter with stories or with stats or something. I often use my survey stats in our coaching calls. I'll often tell a story. I just told you some stories here. Got a couple of more stories coming up. And you want to give everyone a big picture view. Like I did in the beginning, here's the agenda. We're covering 4 issues, and this is all we're covering because there's a whole lot out there, but these are the 4 things we're covering. And you want to keep it simple. If you're participating, you want to be present and you want to be focused. So thank you to those. Thank you to those who got up and dressed up. You're taking your Saturday, I'm taking my Saturday. Thank you for dressing up. It's honoring for me and it's honoring for those around you. And if you're being interviewed, you want to honor your host. I've seen some amazing women, highly, highly accomplished, being interviewed as experts and just completely forgetting about the host and forgetting that the opportunity was sent her way because of this host. And actually, just speaking right over her. Honor your host. Honor those people around you. And if you're in a chat box in a conversation, make sure that you are being honoring of those as well. You also in your chat box, you can send a message to someone privately or to the whole group. I've seen that go wrong before. So make sure that whatever you do say or speak of or write down is honoring. So you want to come across as the girl, the beautiful blonde on the right here in the picture. You want to come across as strong, as confident. You want to come across as bold and easy to see. All right. For example, Using visuals is a very good thing to do online. Every human being, oh my gosh, every human being, okay? So what did I tell you about not perfection? That's okay. So now here I'm showing you that if you make a mistake in your presentation, don't focus on that too long. Don't go, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. Don't worry about it. A lot of people don't even notice it. But I'm highlighting it because it says every human being likes pictures. So that mistake's okay. Don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake, okay? There are actually, believe it or not, mistakes in this book that they, for some reason, couldn't get out before the final edit went through before publishing. And I was like, oh my gosh, there was such a good thing for me, because years ago, I was still crushing the perfectionist in me, the performance, the need for approval, and there are mistakes in here. And if you haven't found them, now you will. I'm letting you know it's okay. So here's beautiful Amy. She is a gorgeous mom, and she's got 2 little kiddies, and just stuck and frumpy and frustrated. And I look at now my line of business is very visual. Any line of business can be visual. You can be selling widgets or dealing with stats and facts all day long. You can make them visual. Visual learning is one of the 7 metacognitives that Dr. Leaf teaches. We all have 7, just in different orders, but we all learn through visual. We all respond and connect through visual. Here's Amy again, from burnt out mom to finding a way to be comfortable and stylish. Very powerful. People love befores and afters. They like visual references. Here's Kyle, from low self-esteem and searching for his purpose to feeling like he can conquer the world. That was him. Those were his words when we spoke. Gorgeous Jenny, a precious client of mine, from low self-confidence, feeling frumpy, to building a beautiful wardrobe on a budget, turning heads and enjoying hot dates with her husband when before she did not feel worthy of being on the arm of her handsome, stylish husband. You see how powerful visuals can be in your presentation. Look at this girl, gorgeous. And I don't tell my clients what to wear, by the way. I help them to establish a vision for their personal style. Yes, of course, we do capsule wardrobe and some basics, but they do the rest. From discouraged and frustrated, this is beautiful Giovanna, to looking and feeling every inch like the beautiful wife, mom, and businesswoman that she is. And today, and I see her years later, every now and again, she always stands out in a crowd. This is the gorgeous Alma in Europe, from second guessing herself and low confidence to being promoted after doing my program, actually before finishing the program, and to turning heads and inspiring others in fashion. That's what she's doing. Her influence and her income has expanded from learning dress to connect. And here's the gorgeous Christian, from pretty to powerful, no longer playing small and apologizing for her bold beauty, because your beauty has a purpose and it has power. She said she would never before would she have dressed in a corset. Her husband loves me because he loves what she's wearing. There's no more playing small and just, hiding, dimming her light because she didn't want to outshine anyone else. And I remember, and I said to you before, you don't have any power over other people's light. You only have power over your light. And people are drawn to the light. If you've got a good heart, because beauty is an inside job, go for gold on the outside. There's so much more to be said about that. So here she is, from pretty to powerful, having fun with fashion. Her husband is loving it. And now finally, the mission. What is the call to action when you're on camera or you're running this conference or this event? You want to know your audience and align your call to action with what they need. What is a problem that you can solve for them? I'm going to show you in a minute. Dress to connect is a very, very important part of this. Usernames, we've spoken about it. Be clear and be specific in your call to action, and offer Q&A. If you have expertise and you can give them a Q&A time, it's very important to do that. Even if you can only help 2 or 3 out of 50, it's a good thing to do. And again, I'll say it for the 5th time, your device is not a barrier, it is a bridge. It's really important. A couple of extra tips before we go to Q&A. We're coming up for 55 minutes, just past. This is gorgeous Kelsey, a woman that I met at a conference, and she never used to wear red lipstick ever. I'm like, you can't tell me that because it's going to change, okay? I can be persuasive. This girl is gorgeous, and she has a story. It's on our website. It's on our YouTube channel. You can go and check it out. She said from just wearing red lipstick and bigger earrings, as per my advice to her the day that I met her, she could not believe how much of an impact it had. And the story's on our thing. Red lipstick is a game changer, especially online. And if you're online and you are delivering a presentation, speak to the one person that you want to help. If you've got 100 people or 30 and you're nervous, speak to the one. You're probably doing something that you feel very passionate about. So put your heart in that and think, okay, I know that women out there are lacking confidence or lacking style skills. They want to level up, and I can help them with that. Think about the one and deliver massive value. Okay, so this is my Saturday and I do it with pleasure and I don't do it begrudgingly at all. Years ago, I mean, I've been helping women for years and years and I decided to make a business out of it, but I do it because it's rewarding. And you have something that's been planted in your heart, that it's in your mind, it's in your dreams that you want to do. Whether it doesn't matter whether it's big or small, every dream is a big dream for you. You need to be using technology to get online and get it out there. What is it that you want to do? You can use technology to connect. Confidence on camera will build as the more and more that you do it. You have one life, like I said to you before. Use it. There's no rehearsal. Go for gold. The alternative is terrible. The alternative is, I'm not confident. I don't know how to do it. I'm worried about stuffing up. I fear rejection, and so I'm not going to do it. That is a shocking reason not to do it. Blunders and bloopers, okay? So they happen all the time. I have lost an earring twice on an interview. In fact, it was one's very similar to this. Being interviewed, and I felt this thing slipping. I'm like, oh crap, I can feel it slipping. And as we're talking, I just took it off and I just put it back on again. I had to do it twice. It's not a problem. So what? We're not perfect. No one's looking for this polished perfection. So take that pressure off of yourself. I ran a huge, we must have been 200 people. I was invited to do conference on camera a couple of years ago for an international audience as well. And the whole thing fell down. In the middle of the huge interview, we had 200 people very, very engaged. Technology just went blip, which just crashed. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So what do? You just have to wait. You've got to get it back up. People know this. Let it crash and make mistakes because of things out of your control, not because you're not organized and you don't know how to use technology and you don't know where the link is, right? Because that's a mistake you don't want to make. But even so, if you make mistakes, right? I'm in fashion, I've been interviewed for fashion and my earring drops off, so what? It's not a big deal, just move on. Prepare, prepare, prepare. The day before you must be ready and you must have tested everything. Action, 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 action. It is the one thing separating you from where you are now, maybe not feeling confident on camera, not feeling like you can absolutely ace it and enjoy it. Action is the one thing separating you from that and doing what I do in terms of, I love what I do. I can't wait to see people online. I love to see what they're wearing. I get dressed up for it. It's like a party for me. It didn't used to be years ago. It just didn't come naturally to me. The more I did it, the more confident I got. Technology is a bridge. It is not a barrier. I want you to remember that out of this short webinar. It is a bridge and it can connect you. It can expand your confidence, your influence, your income. So use it. To use it, you must invest the time to learn how to use it. It is simple, it is a skill, and anyone can do it. You're in the fashion business, as you know, whether you like it or not, and style is just a skill. And style, dressing to connect, is a powerful way to stand out online like Katie did, like Cindy did in the Dress to Connect group before I met her, before I knew her. I haven't even met Cindy in person, and she works on our team. Isn't that awesome? I think it's phenomenal. Dress to Connect. It will 10x your success. It's powerful. The only thing standing between your status quo and a bold, confident, beautiful tomorrow is action. That's all. You need to invest in yourself. I have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in my skills, in my self-confidence, my self-esteem, my education, all kinds of things. I had no tertiary education. It wasn't an option to go to university, but boy, have I learned through taking action, making mistakes, getting up and getting it right. Invest in yourself. It is absolutely essential. Before I did that years and years ago, I'd say probably, and I've always invested in myself some way, but not the amount of time and money that I do today. I will always invest in myself. It's what helps me to do what I do. It's what earns me an income. It's what helps me to create an amazing environment of personal and business relationships in my life, because I invested in myself. Back some years ago when I didn't, I was doing a little bit of sideline stuff with fashion and everything, and I burnt out like that. You can't help someone else until you first help yourself. You may want to just write that down. You must first help yourself if you want to go and help, coach, support, lead, raise up others. You have to invest in yourself first. Otherwise, what right do you have to go and show others how to do it, right? 3 things: time, money, and effort is going to get you up, standing strong and living the life that you want to live. There is a way to simplify and systemize your get up, dress up routine and to build your confidence in a way that is powerful and practical with tools. I do it with my clients every single day. On that note, I'm running a promotion for this event today only. On my program, Confidence Through the Power of Personal Style, which, by the way, is not just about personal style and hair and makeup and capsule wardrobe and accessories and pink versus red lipstick and where to find staple pieces in what color, online, in store. We do all of that. There's bonus chapters as well. But in there, the whole objective is to help you to fall in love with the woman in the mirror, because it's possible. And so if you want to change your life and live the life that you want to live, you need to connect and learn to love the woman in the mirror. That's your job. You do that and you see all kinds of doors will open for you. In that program, we talk about grief recovery. We talk about personal profiling. We do vision setting. They are very powerful strategic exercises that I have my clients do before we even get near the fundamentals of fashion, because beauty is an inside job, but it must show up on the outside. And there is a faith element to it as well. There's beautiful, powerful scriptural evidence that God doesn't just care what you wear, because he does care about what you wear, but he's very specific in his call to action on that as well. If you hear anyone, or if you are a woman, I'm going to challenge you now. If you don't think that dressing well has got anything to do with, and it's not necessary, I will challenge you to have a conversation with me any day of the week. I've studied fashion and color and texture and textile from the scriptures. It's all in there, and it's good news. When you invest in yourself and you stand strong, you get out there, you create your environment, you create the world and the life that you want to live. Today only, unlocking a straight 20% off of my coaching program. So you get the digital coaching program, you get weekly group coaching with me and my clients, you get 3 one-on-one coaching calls with me, you get my book, you get $400 worth of jewelry, you get the t-shirt that says I love my body, and you get to be part of a very small, private, powerful community of like-minded women on a similar journey to get up, dress up, and be a bold light on a hill. 20% only. You need to quote confidence on camera. So if you are catching this recording later on today or tomorrow, you have the opportunity to have access to that promotion as well, but you must quote confidence on camera. You're going to book a call with the gorgeous Cindy, and I'm going to teach you how to fall in love with the woman in the mirror and the woman on camera. To be confident on camera, to enjoy it, to have a fun time being on online conferences or running or hosting events. So Cindy, you know who she is, and if you don't, you must connect with her, Cindy Cox-Steed. All you have to do is book a free consultation. I don't charge for consultations, and Cindy will ask you a few questions, and we will soon identify whether there is any common ground between what it is that you want to achieve and that which I do. And part of my program, by the way, is almost 34 years of business experience across 44 countries, where all of my sales, marketing, launching, and running a business, some of it is in the program. Confidence on camera is one of the chapters. There's negotiation skills in there, communication skills, sales, marketing, how I do what I do. It's not just building a beautiful wardrobe on a budget, customized to your body, your lifestyle, and your personality. That is what we do as well. 20% off. Your promo code is confidence on camera. You want to book a call with Cindy today. And how to do that is to go to www.lindapage.com, watch the case study video, book a call with Cindy, and she will take it from there. All right. And that is today only. And on that note, we're going to stop the sharing. I'm going to open up a Q&A session for you. We're going to take just a few minutes. So if you have a question, you need to type in the chat box, please. I have a question, and I will come and find you. Can be about anything. You need to ask me the question in person, because there's, okay, so Marlene Robinson, you have a question? So just type up, Cindy, if you'd be so good as to, if anyone else after Marlene says, I have a question, won't you just write their names down for me, please, and we'll come to them. So Marlene, you need to wave until I find you, honey. And just unmute yourself. There you are. There you are. If you can unmute yourself, and there you go. All right, great. How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. Thank you. So my question is very basic. Like, this is my background. I'm sitting at my desk, so I don't like a lot behind me, but do you recommend something or more color, or do you feel like just working because the walls are a white? So.
Well, I mean, a plain background is okay, but wearing white on white is not
Okay.
going to help you stand out. So you've got gorgeous hair, you're a beautiful woman, a striking necklace, that's great. But I would have probably changed the color of the top, or just put something in the background. You could even have to one side a beautiful blue vase with some silk flowers or something. You know, that'll just bring in a little bit of color, make it chunky and big and with gravitas. Avoid teeny tiny little trinket accessories in the background that can pull away from you.
Okay, thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks, Marlene. Okay. So let's remove the pin. Then we have Cindy, won't you go ahead and
Yes.
unmute the next person and tell me who it is?
Okay, the next one is going to be Jacqueline Yacht. So Jackie.
Jacqueline Yacht, yes. Okay, let me find you. There you are, honey. How you doing?
Hi, how is everybody? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, can hear you. Go for it.
So I have I'm working on an idea that I want to do travel health YouTube channel to kind of incorporate my health coaching in with traveling around, because I want to put my two loves together. You were talking about using the phone and, you know, as you're walking and making people ill. So how would you suggest, I've been practicing and I've just been doing some lives, just playing around, just trying to work it out. So how would you suggest I want to show the environment while I'm using my phone, and then, you know, to put it onto the YouTube channel?
Sure. You can do that, right? I mean, I'm not saying don't walk and talk, and especially if you're traveling, or if you've got, you know, we were up Table Mountain yesterday. I've got 20 something clients coming out from America and in Europe soon in October for our South Africa trip. And so I'm showing them a little bit of where we are. So every now and again, that's okay. As long as all I was saying was, if you're on a meeting or if you're on something and you're holding it and you're sitting, don't be walking around unnecessarily, because be aware. So do you have a little tripod you could put it onto, and you can flick your camera around just by using your icon, or just hold your arm steady if you are talking for a while and then showing. And you want to just be super steady and slow it down. So a lot of people will say, look, let me show you what's here. You got to actually go into slow-mo with your hand. It'll steady any movement. It will also show them, because sometimes there's a bit of a lag on camera, right? Depending on connection. Sure. So go for it. Absolutely. People love that. So travel, different places, different things. They want to experience what you're experiencing. Just go nice and slow and steady.
Okay. Thank you.
Good stuff. I look forward to that. Thanks, Jacqueline. All right. Who have we got? Cindy?
Okay. We have Becky.
Becky.
That's probably Becky Culberson. I'm not sure.
Becky. Let me find you. There you are. Hello, lovely. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, it's kind of a multi-question in one thing. On Friday mornings, I teach Our Lady's Bible study, and we sit around a dining room table. Okay. But I do it on Facebook Live for those that aren't able to attend.
Okay.
And there are a few other people that have found me and watch. Right. So I don't really have control over my environment. You know, we're sitting in my mom's dining room, you know, with her china cabinet behind me. And I also don't have any control over the distance away. So really, you know, what you're seeing here is pretty much what you see then. You know, I'm closer than I would like to be, but if I put that camera any farther away, it's going to be in the lap of the lady across the table from me.
Right.
So that is part of it then. And it looks better horizontal, but I have discovered that with my phone, if I film it horizontally, then I am sideways on people's computer.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to fix that.
You need to, let me answer your two questions right up front. So second question, Rabbi Google can help you with that, okay? So depending on the phone that you've got and the technology that you're using, some phones do go sideways when you turn them landscape and some do not. My old phone used to, and my new one doesn't. So you need to go and invest the time and put your technology or your hardware in there and say, does the phone, whatever, and going sideways. And the YouTube can be different to Facebook, can be different to other things. So if you're doing a live, it can be different than doing a recording and posting. And then, so you need to go and invest time in that, Becky, and work that out. Does depend on the device you're using. It can change. First question you have is, I'm going to challenge you on the fact that you don't have control over your environment. If you, and listen, you're someone that I've come to know as extremely diligent and professional and with a high level of excellence. Don't let somebody else's environment, because you somebody else's table, it's called climate. Climate is part of It's what we teach in our negotiation training. And climate is a very important part of how you're setting up your presentation and how people view you, find you, connect with you, and experience and perceive you, right? So number one, do you really not have any control over that environment? Are you not able to move tables and chairs and set it up in a way that's going to work for you to restore it back to its original format afterwards? Or is there something else going on?
No, in my mom's house, any place that I go is going to, you know, she's 84 years old and has lots of things around her house. I don't think that I could find any spot that I could go. Well, and we've been doing this Bible study for a dozen years, sitting around that table. I don't want to change the, you know, that. So I don't know, but I'll put some thought to that and think if there's anything.
So just tell me, I'm not sure what the problem is there with that. Is it too far away? Is it too close?
I'm too close,
Right.
you know, because my phone, I set it up in the center of the table, and I have a little thing that I put it on top of so that it's, you know, a good height. But it's because I'm sitting at a table and it's only half the table away, you know, because there is another lady sitting across the table from me, you know, so.
So there's all kinds of things you can do. There are mini and regular standing tripods. They're very, very cheap. A tripod actually will give you a little bit of height. And even if you push it further away, your phone will be there and it won't obscure the view between you and the lady across from you. All kinds of things you could do with that. But I want to just encourage you to know you do have influence and control over your climate and your environment. It's just a matter of a different approach is going to give you a different result. And a tripod can be a very simple solution to something like that.
Okay, I'm not quite finished.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
It's all about the same thing. So since you're seeing me basically from here up, you know, what to wear. Okay, my mother's house is about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I have to wear something lightweight. And I noticed on Friday I wore something sleeveless and that was just really bad. So
why was it bad?
Because my arms looked really fat and I just
looked.
Oh,
let's where's my remote? I can pause. Oh, let's back up a little bit here, beautiful Becky.
Well, it's because I have gained 15 pounds in the last year.
Let's back up, Becky. I'm going to ask you to hold on a second.
Yes.
Number one, the F word is not something you should speak over your. No. Let me finish. Don't. You just did. Okay, you just did. You're not a woman who does that. You're a woman of influence. You have brought amazing influence and encouragement and edification to those around you. Once you start thinking and speaking this way, it doesn't matter how much money you've gained, what weight you've gained. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's 13 pounds or 55 pounds. It doesn't matter. You start thinking and speaking that way over yourself, you will start having that influence of those around you. And you are leading a biblical session, Becky. You need to own and embrace and love yourself so that other women who are learning from you and following your example, who have gained 60 pounds, will think, you know what? I'm not going to worry about my upper arms anymore. I'm going to do what Becky does. She loves herself. And yeah, sure, I'm sure she'll get back to where she wants to be. So number one, don't be such a critic of yourself, because if you're critical of yourself, Becky, you'll be critical of others. I'm not saying you have to wear short sleeves if it doesn't make you feel confident. You can wear lightweight, thin fabric, and it can be a little bit longer, or a puffy shoulder, or maybe a cute little sleeve that's going to maybe make you feel more confident. But how you're thinking about yourself has really had an impact.
I think, okay, I feel perfectly comfortable in that dress when I'm not on the camera just drawing a line across me here. It was more a matter of the line that it was drawing. It was giving a horizontal line, you know, that wasn't highlighting my best bits. You know what I mean? It
Maybe.
wasn't so much.
I don't know. You haven't totally convinced me, but I'm just going to let that one go. I'm going to go back to the first part of your question and say, move and play with the position of your camera. There's 100 different places you can put it. Sometimes putting it further and higher actually gives people more of a view, you know, of the women in your group, or maybe you don't want them on there. Move it around. You can go further back. The tripod is a very elegant solution, but I'm going to challenge you to just double check what you're thinking about yourself.
Okay.
All right, Vicky.
Thanks.
And thank you for being someone who gets up, dresses up, and leads women with scriptures. That's awesome.
Thanks.
All right. We have Cindy. We have, do we have anyone else? So if you can, Cindy, if you can
Deborah
unmute
Ingalls
yourself.
has a question. Deborah has a question and she actually typed it out as well.
Can you
Do
read it for
use
me?
the
Because
mic? Can you hear me?
yeah, go for it. Now I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Deborah Ingalls has a question.
Okay, go. Yes, here you are. Here you are, Deborah. How are you
Deborah?
doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you for taking
I'm
my
good.
question.
I'm liking the color on you, whatever you're wearing. It's very good on you.
Oh, thank you. I have expanded my bold colors since following you.
Nice.
2 questions. One is on the microphone. Are you using just the microphone from your webcam, or are you using in addition to the actual mic that was connected to your desk?
So no, so I'm using the large, the Samsung microphone, the large one that I showed you a picture of on my desk. I'm using that standalone. So my laptop is over there. I'm not feeding through that or my webcam. I'm using the large camera mic in front of me, the Samsung CEO Pro one that I've got on my slides. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a better quality rather than going directly from the webcam, especially if we're having lots of conversations and Q&A. And then you just play through the right audio feed. Obviously, you just check and test your sound. So I've got 3 options of sound if I play back. And I just go, when I go test audio, it runs a test for you. And if you can't hear the chimes in the beginning, it's all the same. And if you go test, test, test verbally, you'll see where you pick it up. And so my Samsung is feeding straight into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And my second question is my background too busy?
Good question, Deborah. I'm not seeing enough of you. So I'm seeing kind of
Okay.
like from your neck up and only just seeing the top of your shoulders where I see the color. I don't think it's necessarily too busy. It's like a thin border. It's like a thin line between getting a little bit busy because I'm only seeing from like your neck up. I think you need to move your camera so that I see more of you, so that actually if I see more of you from, let's say, the chest up, I will see less of the background. So right now I'm just seeing a bit of your head bobbing between those 2 lovely shelves. So no, I don't think it's too busy as long as you put more of yourself in there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
And you're looking great, by the way. You're looking great.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Deborah. Cindy?
Yes, the lovely Bethany Loy has a question.
Bethany, if you come and find you, if you can wave at me, Bethany, I found you. Here we go. Go for it. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having this call. I really appreciate it. This call is actually great timing because I'm getting ready to paint this room and change it, and I can rearrange my desk to face in a different way because I recognize the light and things. I appreciate it. My confidence isn't so much on camera. I do have a little bit of a cold, so I'm sorry, but I'm on a lot of calls and I'm kind of used to presenting in that way. But my challenge seems to be more with selfies and being in photographs. But having said that about my confidence on camera and being on calls, I've gained a ton from this already. So it's not like I was already like, oh, I'm amazing. This was really, really helpful. I appreciate it. But my confidence is more through, I have a challenge with pictures sometimes, and sometimes my smile seems to turn from a smile into a grimace, even if I have a timer set, or if somebody else is taking the picture. I'm not sure. I've done some research on like YouTube, trying to find out correct angles for your body, for, just taking selfies and things, particularly for some of the challenges in this group.
Okay.
But do you have any recommendations regarding like angles or anything that you do? I've seen some of your photos. You look beautiful in your photos. Just some helpful hints there, I think would be great for me. Really appreciate
and thank
it.
you for that compliment. I receive it. So before I get to that, Bethany, so are you using a green screen or a blue screen?
No, just it's just blurred. Yeah, blurred.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the blur option that you've got, yes. So you lose an earring every now and again, and you lose. I thought that when you first came on that you actually had cut the one side of your hair and that you had an asymmetrical bob. So when you move around, I do lose some of you. So you want to just check that. Like right now, I'm looking at you. You've only got one earring, and now it's back. And they're great earrings. We want to see both. Okay, so just check that.
Okay.
Question for you. Do you like photos being taken of you?
Well,
There's your answer, honey.
it's
There's your
getting
answer.
better. It's improving. I'm a work in progress.
Good. Okay, great. That's so good that it's improving. So the answer is you probably don't, which makes you think, which makes you overanalyze. You get into analysis paralysis. Am I smiling? Does it look like a grimace? Oh my gosh, which is my right? You can go online and check these things out. And obviously, if you know, what are the right angles? There's some great short videos on YouTube on selfies and things. I've never done that because I just practice. You know, so what I do if I take my phone, I've got a timer on my phone. Okay, so that helps me because sometimes when you do this and then like we see the arms, and I often will take photos of my earrings so I can post them, you know, and stuff like that. There's a timer on your phone. Have you got a smartphone? And you can put 3 seconds on or 5 or 10, depending on which phone you've got. And so I put it on, I get ready, and then I hold it there, and I kind of, again, at eye level or just above, right? Not up there and not down here, because again, we don't need our nostrils and our boobs enlarged, right? Or maybe some do, I mean, but so you want to just get comfortable with your camera, but it starts here, Bethany. So you need to eliminate any negative experiences or thoughts or mindsets you have about having your photo taken. Most women don't like it, and it's not right, because think about the miracle of technology that you can actually capture motion life in a still and keep it for life, that your beautiful little girl one day has photos of her and her mom, and there's an album or there's soft copies or whatever. So the beauty of the thing, the beauty of the technology is far more powerful than, was this my right side or is this my right side? I have a favorite side, this side, because my hair goes up this way. And if I see, you know, things from this way, I feel like sometimes I look like a bit of a peacock. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know, whatever, you know, I don't let it distract me too much. So if I smile, sometimes I'll just do that. Or if I'm showing an earring, I'll do that way. It's just a natural thing that I've, you know, that I've come to do. But it's just practice. Make sure that you don't dislike having your photo taken, because that's going to get you into analysis paralysis of what's going on. And then take lots of pictures. And if someone says, can I take a picture? Yeah, sure. So just smile and be natural and find your pose. So in pictures, I'll show you, for example, if it's full length or we're taking a group shot, I found my natural stance years ago. So I will often have my hand in my pocket, right? And I stand with my right leg straight and my left hand is kind of bent. It's kind of become that's where I'm comfortable. That's where I'm confident. I know I'm more confident in pants than in dresses. So I know where I'm confident. It doesn't mean I won't try different things, but find your stance, find your thing, because as soon as you say, let's take a picture, a lot of people will suddenly stand like soldiers, right? Or stand like statues. I'm like, that's not how we stand. So find your pose and smile and relax, knowing that you are a beautiful woman, you're an awesome mom, and your picture has been taken for a reason by someone who loves you or who wants to capture the moment. That's all you got to think of.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Bethany. Do we have anything else, Cindy?
We do. We have, is it Sandy Boise?
Did you say Stacy?
Sandy?
Sandy.
Yeah, that's,
Yes,
yes. Hi,
Sandy. Hello. Hang on a second.
Linda. How are you?
Sandy. Oh my gosh, how are you?
I'm good. We have a call, I think, on Tuesday, so I'm looking forward.
Nice. I look forward to that. Okay, how can I help you?
Linda, I just have a quick question.
Sure.
You had mentioned that Samson recorder, and actually, I think it's a mic.
Yes.
What does the mic record into? Does it have its own recorder, or?
So no, so it's plugged in. I wish I could. I can't take that and show you. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
It plugs directly into so behind my laptop, I've got a huge big setup where I've got my power going in, the mic goes in there, the monitor goes in there, and then obviously my Logitech camera feeds down into that as well. And obviously my little mouse connection is in there as well. If I can show you a picture right here. I don't know if you're going to see this on camera now. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So now that mic, I don't know if you need it that big, but I do a lot of recording. So that mic is standing right in front of me, and that feeds into my laptop, and it goes straight in there. Now, because of the Logitech software that I use, I just go and select which audio output I want. I'm always using this to record, and I just make sure that I go and select the Samson output for playback. That's all you're going to do.
When you say I'm using this to record, what is this?
So Samson, so I'm recording on the mic, which is Samson, and I'm on Zoom, right? So I can go via my laptop audio, which is not strong enough, which is over here to my left. So all I do is I select the audio output, and it's got Samson as an option. It's got my laptop as an option. I've actually got a couple of other options. I select Samson, and then I just speak, and I make sure when the recording is converted into YouTube and uploaded into, let's say, our group or whatever, the output is the Samson output.
Now, what about, oh, I'm sorry. What
Sorry,
about
go ahead.
Zoom? When you're on a Zoom call, do you just use their record or?
Yeah, so if so whoever's running a presentation, if I'm participating, and so only they can record, right? Or you need to get permission. Sometimes if you can co-host or whatever, people run big conferences around the world and they've got 12 or 20 co-hosts. So anyone can record, but you need permission to record if you have that facility. Otherwise they record, and then you're using, obviously you'll get the playback from their hardware. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe not the pieces, but I'll put them together.
Yeah, and if you just go, like when you are setting up a Zoom call, for example, and you go to the icon at the bottom that says test audio, your test audio comes up. And so as soon as you go test audio, it goes, it's got that Zoom thing, and you'll see it playing, but if you don't hear it, you go next, then you'll hear it, and you just go test, you'll hear your voice, your playback, and then you know that you're good to go.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff, Sandy. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday.
Me too.
Cheers. Bye now. Thanks, Cindy.
One more, and it is Miss Monique to close us out.
Miss Monique, excellent. So let me find you. Here you are. Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Now, same thing as with Bethany, okay? You're coming in and out. I see half of your headscarf and then half, then I lose a shoulder. Now, so depending on how you move, we lose some of you. So just check. And it's okay to use those kind of folks. There's nothing wrong with trying different kind of backgrounds, but you want to make sure that it adds to your confidence and your professionalism and doesn't pull away from it.
Okay,
right.
Thank you. So,
go for it.
So that's actually what I was asking you about. I've not really used a blurred background before. This is like one of the first times I'm using it. And I do have an interview next week. Not for a job, but an interview. Someone will be interviewing me and I'll be sharing some information.
So the answer is no. The answer is no. Don't use the blurry background.
Don't use the blur. Okay.
No, because we're losing half of you. And so number one, you're beautiful. You dress so nicely. And what you say is going to be really important if you're being interviewed. You don't want to create any distractions around that connection that you're making with whoever is interviewing you and whoever is going to be listening to that interview. Anything that can break the connection between people, you need to get rid of that. So let's say some people have got like one of those electronic photograph things, I don't know what you call them, on the wall, right? Electronically, it just changes photos. Now, I think it can look really nice, but on Zoom, on camera, it can be distracting because now I'm looking at that, I'm not listening to what she's saying. So for your interview, just make sure there's no light behind you. Make sure I wouldn't use the blurry background, and set yourself up and test it and take some pictures, drop it into Dress to Connect. Say, hey guys, I've got 3 different backgrounds. Which one do you think is more professional and easier and better and lighter? And get some feedback, and that'll help you. All right.
Okay, thank you. I'll definitely
and then also before you go, what does Linda use for a backdrop? Rachel, this is wallpaper, which I'm going to have to change because it's got a bit of a gold glint in it. But we're gonna wrap up here. So Monique, I saw you posted a little message just now. Do you want to just share with everyone what you said? Because I think you said not too long ago, the power of personal style. She was like, this is not for me, right? I don't need to learn how to put my wardrobe together and how to dress. And why don't you tell us a little more about that as we sign off here today, beautiful?
Okay, well, I've known about this Power of Personal Style program for a long time, from the very beginning when it launched. And I'm like, that sounds nice, but I don't need to, pay money to learn how to do my makeup. I barely wear makeup. I don't need to learn how to dress up. I just want to be comfortable. Like, I don't need to do that right now. I don't need it. And then I saw all the amazing testimonies of the ladies in the group and how much of an impact it was having on their life and how much healing it was bringing. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is deeper than just looking amazing and gorgeous. And so I said, okay, time for me to get on this, because what I have found is generally the thing I think I don't need to do, that I don't need, is the very thing I do need to do and I do need. So I found a way to get the money to get onto the
Good job.
program, and I'm learning a lot already. An amazing group of ladies in the program, and I can feel already like some healing is starting to take place. So
Awesome.
I'm glad I made the investments.
Well, I'm glad as well.
I'm sorry I waited so long.
No, it's so good stuff. Thank you, Monique. And what Monique's talking about is it's not just about wardrobe. It's not about makeup. It's that actually, yes, we do those things because they're important. It is about falling in love with the woman in the mirror, about living your best life, about no longer playing small or apologizing for your boldness or your beauty. It's about learning how to dress to connect, because people skills are the most important skill on the planet. And when you learn to dress to connect, it will 10x your success. Just as Monique and I spoke the other day about her single life as well. She's waiting to get all perfect and polished and ready for the man she meets one day. Yeah. And she's not going to do that anymore, is she, Miss Monique? She's dressing now for the man whose eyes she wants to attract. She's dressing because he hopefully is not perfect and polished. Lord have mercy if she attracts a polished, perfect man, because, oh my gosh, right? So she's going to get up, dress up, and get out there and dress for the husband that she wants to be with one day, right? Okay. Thank you, Miss Monique. Okay. Thank you, Cindy. Folks, we're gonna wrap it up there. If you have any other questions, drop them in Dress to Connect. Maybe someone here has the solution to your mic or your audio or your technology issues. Maybe someone here has figured out what you're trying to figure out, but here's the deal when it comes to confidence on camera. This is the truth. You are beautiful. You have value. You have expertise that other people need, or you have friendship to extend and a relationship to establish with someone that's going to benefit both you and them, or him or her. Don't hold back. Take your focus off of yourself. Put your focus on the value that you have, that you can bring to someone, which is through the bridge that is technology. Enjoy it, have fun with it, go for gold, and take off any negative mindsets. And Miss Becky, thank you for having a teachable heart and mind. Becky Ellis is someone you want to connect with, by the way. She's got a spirit of excellence, par none, this woman. And Becky is not the first, and she probably might have said something in a way that you probably have been thinking as well. So Becky's courage has already helped a lot of people here. Maybe it's how she had something at the flat line and the horizontal line, whatever it is. Becky's here learning, and she's already leading other women. And she is a professional seamstress, by the way. And here she is in my program learning. That is leadership. That is humility. That's powerful. You have something that people need. You have a lot of love to give and a lot of life to live. Use the bridge that is technology. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I will see in my coaching call, those of you in my program on Tuesday. And then those who are coming to South Africa, look out for an email. You should have received it already. We've got 3 coaching dates coming up. I was on top of Table Mountain. We've got new locations that I'm scouting. It is going to be phenomenal. Until then, I wish you a beautiful Saturday. I am going to go and have a glass of bubbles, as I do on a Saturday night, and go and hang out with my beautiful mom, her man, Paul, and my husband and my kids. Thank you so much for joining me on this Saturday. I have a huge amount of respect for you for investing your time, and I love doing life with you. Thank you.